All aboard, it's Jang here with a look at a actually rather simple boat set from Playmobil this time. This is the Viking Longboat that's available through the direct service system. I got this about a year ago. It's presently retailing in the US for $32, so direct service, if you're not familiar with it, means that you have to buy directly from Playmobil. So in the US, I got it from Playmobil.us, and you can also get it through their mail order catalog if you prefer. But as simple as it is, this is actually pretty cool. Better than many of the boats in terms of how it's put together and what you can do with it, with its size. It does not come with any figures whatsoever, as is fairly common. So I'll just put this figure right here just so that you can see the size of it. You know, it's not too big, but it's sizable. It does have a full unitary hull. It is sealed up. You can put this in the water, and it does have a little connection on the underside where you can connect a motor to it. So you can connect either a remote controlled motor or just one of the ones that you just turn on and you set the angle on it and just let it go. Those are both very good things. And this has enough space in it to have 6 people rowing in there. Plus, you can put more up towards the bow and more towards the stern. The hull and the insert for kind of the interior of the hull come already attached together. I haven't tried to take them apart to see if they're just clipped together or if there's any glue involved. I think they are just clipped together ultimately, but you add on just a small number of the details, you know, the darker brown pieces, including the mast, and of course you have to put the sail on. It's a papery, paper-like material, but I believe it is plasticized at least. It's not completely paper. You can run water over this and it won't absorb it. I don't know if it'll ever absorb it if you leave it in water long term. I don't think it's too bad with that, but I personally wouldn't leave it submerged. But at least you don't have to worry about just getting it wet a little bit. What I like about this whole boat the most, though, is how they did the rigging. The rigging is very, very simple here. There are only 2 pieces of string that you have to actually tie up. It starts out as one, and they give you directions for cutting it. But what's great here is that they include 2 little blocks, basically. One here, and one right up there. And the inclusion of those means that you can tighten up your rigging at any time, and you do not need to have your lines cut to the exact correct length. I actually made a small mistake when I was doing this, but you know, you start out just tying this, you know, cut it roughly where they ask you to, tie up the ends, and then just tighten it. And it's just so simple. It's very easy to just run the line through there, get it nice and taut, and then that's exactly what you want to see. So you don't have wire, you don't have lines that are just loose and bugging you. They're nice and straight. They're pulled too. They look good, but you don't have to worry about cutting everything just precise and getting your knots exactly where they need to be. And with the sheets back here that are set up, you do have the ability to turn your sail. So just leave the tension exactly the same and just go ahead and rotate the whole thing. The yard rotates and the boom rotates down here. Looks like it got just a little bit more loose at that moment, but again, I can just tighten this up at any time. Just tighten it, just pull from the correct side, and there we go. These lines are nice and tidy and everything. That's just exactly what you want. Exactly what I want from an actual rigged boat. And one of the wonderful things about Playmobil is that they go for a fair level of realism, and you know, they actually let kids who have that desire to do a little bit of do-it-yourself work get in there and, you know, work with some physical items like, you know, simulated rope here and actually tying the knots. They show you how to do the knots. They're the most simple ones, but you know, just doing a little stuff for yourself makes it feel a little bit like a model kit. There's something a little, I don't know, just wholesome about that, and just adding that one little detail versus the old style of having you have to cut everything perfectly. It just helps so much. And then these shields here, these will come off and they can be used by figures. Of course, now it's getting stuck a little bit. They give you 8 different stickers for these shields, so no two are the same from side to side. These are all different patterns here, so there are 4 of the patterns on one side and 4 of the patterns on the other side, and they look distinct, they look appropriate for Vikings, and you have the rudder over here, which can also be manned by a figure on that side. It's just a really nice thing. Also, the sticker sheet came with one additional sticker that you don't seem to apply to the boat for a shield there. It looks like it's for a fairly small shield, but there's no purpose for that. If you want to stick it onto the boat, go ahead. Otherwise, you can just stick it onto some other accessory that you may have now or in the future. Again, no figure is included, certainly not this modern one. The oars are included, just all the stuff that you see here, and I'm very happy with this thing. I do feel like $32 is, I don't know, it feels like a little bit much to me for the size of it, but I don't know, that might be just me. You know, for the limited number of details that are here, I certainly would have preferred to get a figure or 2 with this, at least for that price, or maybe just a little bit cheaper would be would have felt better to me. By the way, these are to hold the oars, so if you want to bring those inboard entirely, that's just another kind of realistic inclusion there. You just stack these up, and that's how they would actually be done in real life. But one thing is certain, this will last a long time, so you're definitely making an investment with this, and these will be around for probably decades, multiple decades, before they get fully retired, so they can get passed down from generation to generation or given away to other kids in the future. That's it from our look at this set, though. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again as soon as I can.